Don't judge me. What, have you never worn something that you're going to sell? I can't enjoy some ducky pajamas. Well, I have to give a shout out to Judy. She gave me a challenge in a previous video where I sold a pair of adult pajamas, like a onesie similar to this. And she said, hey, next time you need to try it on. And so when I found these ducky pajamas and realized that they pretty much fit me, I had to do it. I just could not resist. So anyways, welcome to eBay with Chris, where I'm on a journey to build an eBay business from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit. In today's video, we're going to look at my eBay results for the week of October 2nd through October 8th. We're also going to look at 18 items that sold, as well as 4 items that sold this week from a garage sale I went to in mid-August. I actually created a video from that garage sale because it was one of those sales where I bought a bunch of items for just 20 bucks, valued at probably around $500. And so it was a great garage sale, but 4 of those items sold this week. And you can actually compare now and see, okay, wait, do those YouTubers that find all these cool things at garage sales actually sell them for what they think they're going to sell them for? Well, we'll find out with these 4 examples this week. So let's get into it. Start out with 6 items that sold. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with these Prana pants. These are women's size 10. They're micro corduroy. And I did include words like hiking and outdoors, mostly just because of the brand Prana. I don't think these are exactly hiking pants, but you know, they would fit under the category of Gorpcore, I think. But anyways, this I was asking $29 and this buyer offered $20, which I took. They also paid $11.80 for shipping, so they were all in for $31.80. And eBay took out the transaction fee of $4.23. Shipping label cost me $7.90, and then there was also an ad fee of $1.59. So eBay paid me $18.08 for a total profit of $15. And these items were in my store for 6.5 months. This is a fun item that I found at the bins. I saw the logo right away, the Harley Davidson, and I grabbed it. I was excited, and then I pulled it up and I thought, what is this? I couldn't quite figure it out for a second, but it is a Harley Davidson dog sweater, size XL. And I thought, you know what? Someone is going to want to have this. So I bought it. I listed it. You can see I was asking $19. The buyer offered $17, which I accepted. And they also paid $5.85 in shipping, so they were all in for $22.85. eBay took out a transaction fee of $3.12. The shipping label cost me $4.44, and I also had an ad fee of $1.14. So eBay paid me $14.15 for a profit of 11 bucks, and this was in my store for 6 months. It makes sense that these finally sold. It is getting close to winter, and it's time to start buying your ski gear, I guess. So these were, the brand is called JD Sun Valley, I believe. And these are men's snow pants. They're purple, of course, and size XL, 32, 33. And I use keywords like skiing and snowboarding. And the buyer paid my full asking price of $29 plus shipping of $11.80 and also sales tax for a total of $44.77. eBay took out the sales tax, a transaction fee of $5.83, and shipping cost me $9.17. So eBay paid me $25.80, which gives me a profit of 23 bucks. And they did take me 5.5 months to sell them. Of course, I got them in the spring at the end of ski season last year, and so it makes sense that I sat on them until now. But I'm glad they sold. Here we have a Nike shirt. It's a dry fit running shirt, short sleeve for women, size medium. It's kind of a salmon color, I guess. And I picked up a lot of these shirts early on, and I don't do it anymore unless I find 2 of the same size or more, and then I'm starting to lot them together just to see how that does. I just want to make sure that the time to list and everything makes sense. Obviously, you can see I only got a profit of $6 on this item, and it took 5.5 months to sell, so not the best item to have individually, but if I can raise that selling price up by having a lot of 2 or 3, then I'm willing to do it. So that's kind of what my strategy is on these types of shirts going forward. But I was asking $14 for this. They offered $10, which I accepted, plus shipping of $5.25. They were all in for $15.25. eBay took out a transaction fee of $2.18. A shipping label cost me $4.13. And eBay paid me $8.95 for a profit of $6. Check out this North Face hooded jacket. I believe I got this at a garage sale. So I was pretty excited about finding something like this. Really nice quality, super clean. But this is a North Face high vent women's jacket. It's quilted. It's kind of a lightweight version of it. It's not like a puffer jacket. But this buyer paid my full asking price of $44. Plus shipping of $12.90 plus sales tax of $3.13. So they were all in for $60.03. eBay collected the sales tax as well as a transaction fee of $7.71. Shipping label cost me $9.47, and there was also an ad fee of $3. And so eBay paid me $36.72 for a profit of $33. And it was in my store for 4.5 months. You know, I got it in the springtime, and it took until late fall to sell. So I definitely think it's worth buying items like this in the spring and holding onto them for 4.5 months in order to get a profit of over $30. Definitely worth my time and the storage space it takes up. I'm going to try and pronounce this dress shirt. Don't make fun of me. Ermenegildo Zegna dress shirt. You know what? I don't know anything about dress shirts. I never really wore nice dress shirts, so I really struggle with the sizing on them. You know, I just went off what the label says. It's a 44, 17.5 L, or what I'm assuming is a large, and of course it's striped in a button-up shirt. Very nice. I picked up a number of these. I think it was 10 or 11 of them, and I've sold, I don't know, probably half of them by now. I was asking $24, and I accepted an offer of $19 plus shipping of $6.65, and they also had sales tax, so they were all in for $27.45. eBay took out the sales tax and a transaction fee of $3.69, and the shipping label cost me $5.33. So eBay paid me $16.63 for a profit of $13. And it did take 2.5 months to sell, which isn't too bad for a dress shirt with a very specific size like this. And you can see in the main photo, you know, I had it kind of nice and folded with the collar showing like that. Of course, I did have many other pictures showing the details of it, but it does take a little bit longer to list. Now, I don't do anything like iron it or steam it or anything like that. If it has wrinkles, it has wrinkles. I just laid it out on the floor and took pictures of it as best I could. But I did try to, you know, flatten it out a little bit and fold it really nice for this picture to have a better presentation. But I really don't know much about dress shirts. I just knew that these had a pretty decent sell-through rate as well as a good price, so I went for it. Let's check out my eBay reports for the week of October 2nd through October 8th. Okay, so here we have the report for the week of October 2nd through October 8th. So as you can see, I sold 19 items during the week, which is slightly down from the prior week. I had sold 24 items in the prior week and 22 items in the week before that. So I'm a little bit down, kind of bummed that I didn't at least hit 20, so I would have 3 weeks in a row of 20 sales, but oh well, it is what it is. But my total sales dollars were really good, $658.52. Really happy with that. You can see my selling cost for the week, $202.51, which was only 30.8% of my total sales, slightly down from typical selling costs, which are around 33%. And then also my net sales, or what eBay paid me, $422.23 for the week. Really, really good, really good. And this is the number that I'm most excited about. Was my average sales price was $34.66. Boom. So that is really good. I hope to get, or I strive to get, an average sales price of at least $28 per item. That to me will guarantee a profit per item of $10, and often around a $28 sales price, I'm getting a profit of $12 to $13 per item on average. So with a $34 average selling price, I'm guessing my profit for this week will probably be around $17 per item, which will be really good. But stay tuned. We'll see. We'll calculate that towards the end of the video. Okay, here's my sales chart for the week, and as you can see, I had 4 strong days and 3 weak days. So Monday started off with about $135 and skipped a day, and then Wednesday was close to $150, and then Saturday was probably around $170-ish, and wrapped up the week on Sunday with about $130 in sales. So overall, a great week. As you can see, my item sales on the left-hand side of the screen, or what the buyer paid for the items only, was $453.59. In addition to that, they paid shipping and handling of $171.15. Now keep an eye on that number, or remember that number for the next screen. I want to see if my cost to ship the items to my customers was less than that, or how much less was it. $171.15. Remember that number. And then the buyer also paid $33.78 in taxes, so for an all-in of $658.52. Total selling costs $202.51. Let's look at my final value fees here. They were $86.51, which is 13% of my total sales. Right on target. I'm always around 13 to 14%. I also did have some ad fees, $5.73, which is less than 1% of my total sales. And I always put items on ads when they've been in my store for around 3 months or so now. I put them on a 5% ads just to try and get more eyes on them and see if I can move those items out of my store. For shipping labels, I only paid $110.27, so that's really low. I'm guessing some of those sales that came through on Sunday, the shipping label cost is going to probably roll into the following week's report out, because there were a number of items that sold on Sunday and I didn't get them shipped out until Monday morning. So I'm assuming the cost of ship those will roll into the following week, because that's really low compared to the $171 that the buyers actually paid. So all in, $202.51 for my costs. Let's check out 6 more items that sold. Check out this Air Jordan graphic t-shirt. I was really excited to find this in the bins, and I just kind of love the graphic, the Jordan silhouette as he's leaning back there. And I really didn't know how to describe this. I was like, how do I describe this so people can find this when they're searching in eBay? There's so many Air Jordan shirts in there. And so I struggled for a while to try and find the right word. So I just landed on silhouette, lean back. When I did a Jordan lean back Google search, I found not the exact same like silhouette picture, but there's a ton of like posters and different things with this same image of him, obviously in full color. So I went ahead and chose that lean back word, and it did take 2.5 months to sell. I don't know how the buyer found it, of course, but I'm glad they did. I was asking $49, and the buyer offered $42, which I took. They also had shipping of $665 and sales tax for a total all-in of $53.15. eBay took out the sales tax as well as a transaction fee of $686, and shipping cost me $533. And eBay paid me $36.46 for a profit of $33 in just 2.5 months. So great find, great sale, pretty cool shirt. Here we have a Columbia titanium jacket. Now I don't pick up a lot of Columbia items. It's got to be a little bit more special, like a standard Columbia jacket I would probably just pass on, just because there's so many of them, and the sales price is kind of low, you know, in the teens typically. But this is a titanium jacket. It's one of their, I guess, higher tier brands. And it was in great shape. So it's a large, men's large. It's hooded. It also has the word like Omni-Tech, and waterproof is another word I use. So I just tried to use some keywords that people would hopefully use to find an item like this. And it did take 2 months to sell, which isn't bad at all. I'll take that. This buyer offered $37. I was asking $44, and I accepted their offer. Shipping cost them $840. They were all in for $45.40. eBay took out a transaction fee of $591, and shipping cost me $6.60 for a total eBay payout of $32.89 and a profit for me of $30. In the last video, I talked about selling items from smaller schools. So this is from the Idaho Vandals. I don't know if that's considered a smaller school, but there are not a lot of Idaho Vandals items on eBay. So it was kind of fit that category for me. And it's a really cool kind of sweater. The logo is really small over there in the upper left chest area. And I also use the keywords like Henley, mock neck, and also preppy, because it kind of has that look. But I was asking $29. The buyer paid my full asking price plus shipping of $7.85 and sales tax, so they were all in for $40.06. eBay took out the sales tax and a transaction fee of $5.25, and the shipping label cost me $6. So eBay paid me $25.60 for a profit of $22. And this is only in my inventory for a month and a half. Obviously, I got the item kind of late summer, early fall, and as school started, and maybe that's why it sold. Anyways, it could just be good timing, but pretty excited. And I continue to look for things from what I would call like smaller schools. Here we have a basic t-shirt from the brand Good Life. It's a men's large, it's mint green, and it's made in the USA. But otherwise, it's a pretty basic t-shirt. And I picked this up just because the brand seemed to have some good sell-through, especially just for a basic t-shirt. So I went ahead and just gave it a shot. I think in the future, I might wait until I have 2 or more to kind of bundle them together into a lot. But it did sell for my full asking price of $15. And they also paid shipping of $5.70 and sales tax, so they were all in for $21.86. eBay took out a transaction fee of $3, and the shipping label cost me $4.24. So eBay paid me $13.46 for a profit of $10. So, and that was only in my store for a month and a half. So good profit, pretty good profit, and pretty easy to list. So I might consider picking up more of these, but I would prefer to put them together in lots of 2 or 3 so I can get that average selling price up above, up a little bit higher. Here we have a jacket by the brand Moonstone. This is a women's large. It's hooded. It's a technical rain shell hiking type of jacket. I used also keyword it is vintage, so I used that, and also I tried to put Gorp core in there, but I didn't have enough room, so I just put Gorp. But I was asking $34 for this. The buyer offered $27, which I took. They also paid shipping of $12.90, so they were all in for $39.90. eBay took out a transaction fee of $5.23. Shipping cost me $9.47. So eBay paid me $25.20 for a profit of $22. And this is only in my store for a month and a half. Again, one of those things where it's that time of year where people are buying these kinds of jackets. So maybe good timing on my part in order to make a quick sale, but also a pretty good brand. Tell me about this brand. Have you heard of Moonstone before? Or do you sell it? Okay, here we have a pair of Carhartt Carpenter jeans, which I actually picked up at a big garage sale late in the summer. I think it was mid-August when I did that. And I do have a video of that haul right here. Why don't you go ahead and check that out if you want to. Click over to that. But I do have a little clip I want to show you from that video to see what I thought I might be able to sell it for. Let's go ahead and play that. Recognize that logo right there? Carhartt, ding, 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 ding. Pretty excited when I found this. And as you can see, I thought that I could probably sell this these jeans for $25.18. Well, when I went ahead and listed them, I just listed them for $24. And the buyer came in and swooped it up for my full asking price of $24. Plus they paid shipping of $12.90 and sales tax of $1.68. So they were all in for $38.58. And of course, eBay took out the sales tax, the transaction fee of $5.06, and shipping label of $9.47. So eBay paid me $22.37 for a profit of $19, and it just took 1 month to sell. And these were only 50 cents at that garage sale. Check out the whole video to see what kind of deal it was. But I have 3 other items coming up next that I got from that same garage sale. Now let's look at my business metrics. Okay, so one of my goals is to grow the number of items in my store by 50 items every single week. And as you know, if you've been following me, I haven't been super successful in that, especially since like all summer. So this week I started with 1,010 items in my store, and I ended the week with 1,014 items in my store. So my store grew by 4 items. That's it. I sold 19 items, so that means I've listed a total of 23 items during the week. So there's that. Not much growth going on. So another metric that I look at is the sell-through rate for my store as a whole. This is not individual items, this is the sell-through rate for the items that are in my store. So what I'm trying to get is a 0.5% sell-through rate, which means if I have 1,000 items in my store, I would sell 0.5% of them every single day, or 5 items every single day. Well, if I sold 5 items every single day, I would have sold 35 items this week instead of 19. So obviously I didn't hit my mark. Let's go ahead and do the math to figure out what my sell-through rate was. But what you do is you take the number of items sold, divide that by the number of days in that time period that you're looking at, and divide that again by the number of items in your store. And this gives you a rough number for the sell-through rate of your store. So in my example, I sold 19 items, divide that by 7 days, and divide that again by 1,010 items in my store at the beginning of the week. Do the math, 0.27% sell-through rate, so roughly about half. So I'm selling, this week I sold about 2.7 items on average every single day, and that's how I got to the 19 items sold, not quite 3 items per day or 21 items during the week. Okay, so the third item is profit. Let's look at profit and see how I did for the week. I want to have a $10 average profit per item. So let's look at profit as a whole first. So the first thing to look at is my cost of goods sold. So I have a $3 average cost of goods sold per item, and that includes the $1.50 average buy cost per item that I have year to date, as well as other expenses such as laundry, shipping labels and shipping bags, poly mailers, that kind of thing, as well as storage boxes and storage poly bags, all the little expenses that fall into running a business like this. With 19 items sold this week, my cost of goods sold this week was $57. If you subtract that from what eBay paid me this week of $422.23, that gives me a profit of $365.23. Taxable profit, of course. That's pretty good for only selling 19 items, right? An extra 365 bucks in my pocket. Wow, I'll take it. Now divide that by the number of items I sold, which was 19. That gives me an average profit per item of $19.22. Boom! That is a good profit per item, my friends. Wow, I'm super pumped with that. That's probably the highest profit per item I've had in any of these weekly updates. So I'm really excited about that. I just want to keep going up and up and up with the profit per item. But you know, my target is 10. I almost doubled it. Really great week. Now let's look at cash flow for the week. I did spend $95 on inventory. I bought 63 items for an average buy cost of $1.51. So you subtract the $95 from what eBay paid me at $422.23. I have a positive cash flow this week of $327.23. Boom. Selling used clothes on eBay, if you keep your buy costs super low like I do at around $1.50 or $2 a piece, man, you can have good cash flow. And I actually take a lot of this money that I'm getting in the business and just use that to supplement my current income. So it's really been helpful. Of course, I'm working towards that $3,000 profit per month. Got to keep climbing, keep on buying more, keep putting more items in my inventory, which will result in more sales and more profits. 6 more items. Let's check it out. Here's a pair of Pajamas jeans that I got from that same garage sale. So these are women's size 12. Their heritage fit is the style. I use keywords like boot cut and cowgirl. Let's go ahead and check out a little clip from that video to see what I thought I might be able to sell these for. So I went ahead and grabbed these Pajamas jeans. I'll go ahead and put the comps up for those. I grabbed 3 pairs of these actually. They're all slightly different pockets. I think they're all the same size, if I remember correctly. I haven't listed them yet. Okay, as you can see, I had a comp of $23.66, so I listed them for $24. And this buyer paid my full asking price of $24 plus shipping of $11 plus sales tax. So they were all in for $36.55. And eBay took out the sales tax and a transaction fee of $4.81. And the shipping label cost me $7.85. So eBay paid me $22.34 for a profit of 19 bucks. And these were only in my store for 4 weeks. Vagas jeans, I think for me, they sell pretty well. So I pick them up all the time. And it's kind of funny that I was hesitant to get these at the garage sale. But the reason I actually picked them up is because when I asked her the price, she said 50 cents a piece. I mean, I can't beat that. If she was asking like $5 a piece, I would have said no. But anything under probably $2, I was on board. But 50 cents, wow, what a steal. Another pair from that same garage sale, and as you can see, I was asking $24 for it, just like the previous pair. And these were a size 10. I also used same keywords like a heritage fit, boot cut, cowgirl. But this buyer accepted a 10% off offer, so they paid $21.60. Shipping was $11.80, sales tax $2.34, so they were all in for $35.74. eBay took out the tax and a transaction fee of $4.71, and shipping cost $7.90. eBay paid me $20.79 for a profit of 18 bucks, and again, just 4 weeks to sell. Another item from that same garage sale, a pair of shoes. These are Vans, women's size 9, men's size 7.5. They're like the style 98 Anaheim factory. I used also the keyword of skate and canvas and slip-on. Again, these are new without box. The tags are missing, but they were basically brand new. And let's go ahead and check out a video to see what I thought I might be able to get for these shoes. Inside one of the plastic bags, I found a brand new pair of Vans. Look at that. It doesn't have the tags with it, but it still has the where the tags were. So I don't think they've ever been worn. As you can see, I pulled up a comp of $49.95 for similar shoes. They were green instead. I don't know if that increases the value, if the green ones were so much more rare. But when I went to list these, I wasn't comfortable with that price. I listed them at $29, and you can see I accepted an offer of $23.99 plus shipping of $12.90, and I also paid sales tax. So the buyer was all in for $39.17. eBay took out a transaction fee of $5.14. Shipping cost me $10.03. So eBay paid me $21.72 for a profit of 18 bucks. So even though they didn't sell for $49, man, this profit on this, 18 bucks. That garage sale was a winner for me. I paid $20 for everything at that garage sale. And as you can see, with just one of the 4 items that sold this week, I made that money back. So here we have this really cool jacket. I'm pretty sure it's vintage, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I decided not to use that keyword in the title. But the brand is Ducks Unlimited jacket. It's a kind of a workwear chore coat. Barn is another keyword I used, or field coat is another keyword. You can see in the condition notes there were lots of stains in the front and back, and I see pictures. Despite that, it sold in 1 week. So I don't know if I had it underpriced or what, or maybe just someone wanted it because it did have all the stains. You know, that's kind of a look now. But I was asking 24 bucks. I accepted an offer of 19. They also paid shipping of $9.95 and sales tax, so the buyer was all in for $31.47. eBay took out a transaction fee of $4.19 as well as shipping label of $7.73. So eBay paid me $17.03. I got a profit of 14 bucks. I'll take it in 1 week. Wow. Okay, I think I mentioned this in previous videos, but keep an eye out for base layer silk items. So this is 100% silk. It's an REI women's shirt, long sleeve. But keep an eye out for tops and bottoms because they go for pretty good money and they sell pretty quickly, at least for me. So as you can see, this is, like I said, an REI shirt. I was asking $29. The buyer offered $25 plus shipping of $4.95 and taxes. So they were all in for $32.68. eBay took out a transaction fee of $4.34 and shipping label cost me $3.64. Super light. I think it was like 3 ounces. eBay paid me $21.97 for a profit of 18 bucks, and it only took 1 week to sell. So great items. A lot of times people skip over these kind of things because they just look like a basic kind of long sleeve, lightweight shirt. And if you go to the bins, they're often like at the bottom among all the scraps and the socks and junk like that. So just keep an eye out for them. They're really good items. Another interesting item, the brand is Duofold. It is a vintage shirt. It's a men's large, red Henley, kind of a thermal layer. To me, it looks like old school pajamas that you would see, I don't know, on Little House on the Prairie or something like that. Boy, now you know how old I am. But yeah, I watched a lot of Little House on the Prairies when I was a kid. Anyways, I was asking $19 for this item. The buyer paid $15 plus shipping of $5.95, so they were all in for $22.38. Transaction fee of $2.79 and a shipping label cost me $4.88. So eBay paid me $13.28. So I got a profit of $10, and it just took 1 week for this thing to sell. Now, I wasn't familiar with Duofold brand before this, but I since have seen other items, so I'm kind of exploring them and doing more research when I do see these items. I did use words like Gorp, Core, Henley, so some keywords. This is interesting because the material tag was missing. There were some light stains near the belly and a hole in the left elbow. That's one of the reasons I priced it lower and accepted the offer, just because of the defects in it. But honestly, I probably could have priced it for $24 to $29 if it was in better condition based on the other comps. So keep an eye out for Duofold items and let me know if it's something that you would pick up for your business. Well, thanks a lot for watching eBay with Chris. Yes, I took off the duck pajamas. I can't wear it all day long. I want to say thanks again to Judy for challenging me to do that. It was kind of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to watch me on my journey from $0 to $3,000 profit, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. I'll put a button right here. And if you want to watch some of my other videos where I'm not wearing a duck costume or duck pajamas, go ahead and check out this video right here. Thanks a lot and take care.